008 semasa proses the new record. Itu adalah soalan yang memang itu demi soalan kita petik daripada Kirmaya. Okey, di sini Kirmaya answer ini berkaitan dengan 008 ya. Now, this field contains 40 karakter. Ya, 40 karakter, 40 aksara karakter positions ya. So, ia mula daripada 00 sehingga 39 that provide coded information about the records as a whole and about special bibliography aspects of the item in catalog. Now, these coded data elements are potentially useful for retrieval and data management purposes. Ya. Now, di sini ya, ia adalah dikirakan mandatory ya. Some of dia punya elements dalam tu adalah mandatory, perlu diisikan, and setiap record perlu ada tag ini dan dipaparkan dalam medan tidak boleh ubah ya. That means you have to do it ya. Now even masa dulu saya buat training dulu, we don't consider that we don't usually nak rasa concentrate on that, but now because it is considered as mandatory, setiap record mesti ada the 008 in the tag, regardless of what type of materials that you are cataloging. Yeah? So let's look at the next one. So yang ini is called the fixed length data elements and then general information in R. So macam mana pun mesti diisikan. So seperti mana yang saya katakan tadi, 00 dia mula dengan 00 so 39 ya. So kita pass it betul. Alright. Now let me describe apa yang dimasukkan ya. And each cataloger must know apa yang dimasukkan juga ya. So kalau misalnya you buat, okay, say for example you copy this record from somewhere, say for example Library of Congress ya, meaning that the date yang kita ambil itu, it should not ambil date yang belongs to the source punya library. Yeah, so that means it must be the date that you the first time that you enter your record in the your database. Ingat ya, tak boleh you may not copy the date of dia punya date of bila rekod tu disediakan. So it must be changed ataupun it is automatically changed by your system, your library system ya. So let's look the character position 001 to 17 ya, and 35 to 39 ya. The 40 character position, they are defined the same across all types of material. Maknanya setiap bahan tu, regardless lah what type of material that you're cataloging, it should be the same. Ya, dia punya elements should be the same ya. So only kalau misalnya kita ambil yang 18 to 34, only then you will have ia adalah berdasarkan kepada what you call, berdasarkan kepada the type of material, because information yang kita masukkan, the value tu adalah lain ya. So yang ini ya, so this one ni the position of 06 tadi must be a bit different eh. 06 tu kalau misalnya it is a non-book media, then you may have to put a different information yeah. Alright. Now character position 1834, they are used for each type of material, although certain data elements are defined the same in the specification for more than one type of material yeah. So dia punya tu you are guided by the document in your mark 21 ya, punya in your mark 21 punya document ya. Right, next. Now kita tengok the following field elements apply to all types of material. This one. So the 00 to 05 is a date entered on the file. That means automatically, as soon as you just masukkan when you create a record, a new record, and then you just touch it, and then automatically it will give you the date on file. It depends on the system lah. Kalau misalnya system I mean, I'm assuming that everybody has a integrated library system, and your cataloging module is online, So as soon as you touch, and then the date is on. But if you do copycat, when you transfer, you import, and then you also import dia punya date also. Tetapi make sure that your system tu dapat alert and will change the date to your present date. Jadi the date when your record was created, record created, dan mesti akan bagi the date. Kalau tidak, kalau misalnya tak tukar juga, then you just kalau ilmu tu kita klik aja, then dia akan tukarkan. Dia automatically lah dia tukar, Right. So 0005 date entered on file, and then that means you have Y, and then Y, and then M, and then the date, the actual date. So you will know when was this record created by that date on file. Now the 06 is very important, it's considered as mandatory. So this is the type of date, your publication status. Nanti kita tengok tu, when you look at the other slide, you will see dia punya information about it. Now the 07, the position, 07 to 10 will be the date 1, your first date, and then you have 11 to 14, your date 2, your second date. Okay, next. Now 15 to 17 is your place of publication, production and exhibition. And then 35 to 37, your language, 38, modified record, and then your 39 is your cataloging source. Now these are mandatory according to National Library, and these are the mandatory one, cataloging source, and then you may have your 15 to 17 tadi, place of publication too. Ada some yang dikirakan sebagai mandatory. I'm sure you have received a list from National Library, Ada tak? Kalau tak ada, minta daripada mereka. And then you nak katakan you have to follow tu, of course, this is a national standard. Is this national library policy? So I think kita follow je lah that one. Alright. Next. Okay. Now the remaining fixed field elements 18 to 34 may be defined differently for each type of material. For example, for books we quote for 18 to 21. Like example, illustrations. 22, target audience. 23, form of item. 24 to 27, nature of contents. Now, even though these are not mandatory, but it is as essential that it is helpful. Kalau kita nak cari, katakan, I want only the books for 14-year-old. You are able to get that because you dah code. You have coded it on the 22nd, on the 22, element 22 because of the target audience, And the form of item say, I want thesis. You are able to do that because you have coded it, The code that is a thesis and is a dissertation. So it is important also this that you code them. But sometimes kita bypass, tak nak code, because it's too much of a hassle. But it should be, because remember, it is a coded information about your material, Like this. 28, government publication. 29, conference publication. Now, when you code conference publication, you are able to retrieve all conference publication. Okay, you want semua nak conference publication in your library, and you are able to do that kalau misalnya kita dah codekan conference publication. Fast brief, index, 31, index 32, undefined, 33 literary form, and 34 biography. And then you have, for the sound recording, for example, so 18 to 19, the form of composition, 20, format of music, 21, music parts, 22, target audience, the same as others, and 23 is your form of item. Alright? 24 to 29, any accompanying material. 30 to 31, literary text for sound recordings. 32, undefined. 33, transposition and arrangements. And 34 is undefined. Right? Now, position 22 is the same as I said. Gunakan untuk target audience in both books and sound recordings. Data elements define the same for different types of material such as target audience, yeah? So they will always occupy the 008 punya position, right? Okay, yang ini the date on file, you see there, kita tengok dia punya detail, ya? Okay, tak apa. 0005 date of entered on file. Computer generate a 6-character numeric string that indicates the date the record was created. Yeah? The date is recorded, as I said, in a pattern YY and MBD. Now this is important. Yeah? Selalu your system will provide the date. Yeah? Alright. Okay, yang ini O6 ni seperti mana? Yang saya katakan is essential. One character code that indicates the time of date and the publication status. So you have B, no dates given. C, continuing resource item currently published. That was serial yang masih ready, current. D, continuing resource item cease publication. Ataupun you cease your subscription. Yeah? And then you have your E, your detailed dates. Now when you put in your detailed date, you will have to use the date 1 and date 2 juga, detailed date. And then I, inclusive date on the collection. If you have a collection, this collection, and you are cataloging as one collection, then you will have a date, collection date. Yeah? And then range of years of bulk collection pun ada juga. K. Next, yang ni. M, multiple dates. Kalau you have 2 dates, you can put that. And then N, now this one dates unknown. Dates unknown ni kalau misalnya terpaksa, then you put the dates unknown. But usually you must ada dates, because the dates are important. Yeah? In the 260, tag 260, whereby type C is the date. Yeah? So you get the date from there. Yeah? Jangan letak situ tak ada tarikh or no date. Yeah? We don't do that anymore. Yeah? There's no such thing as no date. And D lah, yeah? Tak ada. Okay. P, date of distribution, release, issue and production recording session when different. And then you may put a date and then put a Q, that means questionable date. Itulah yang katakan loophole dia, ya. Boleh letak Q pun tak apa, because it is questionable date. And then R, reprint, reissue date, probable date. Now ini goes with the rules, ada rules here for reprint. If that is a reprint, meaning that you will have to put the R. So meaning that you decide to put the reprint date in date 1 and the copyright date on date 2, then it is an R, yeah, reprint. Now selalunya, biasanya, it will be S, which is the single known date or the probable date. Yeah? And U, continuing resource status unknown, you can only put U, like that. 19, kata UU. Ataupun UU because you don't know the date. Yeah? And then, don't use the I ni lah. L, no attempt to code. I don't encourage you to do that. Best practice would be to put it in any date, the actual date. Right. The 1 date publication, the 07 and to 10 per character position, date 1. The 1 date publication, source date can be obtained from the publication date or date recorded from tag 260C. So meaning that the C, pipe itu mesti diisi. Yeah, it is mandatory that you isi. Unless it's a serial, you don't isi. Jangan letakkan the 0 date, because only the first date only. That one too, you don't know when you will cease. And then use U for unknown digits, but not U. You can put 19 UU or 20 UU, boleh gitu. Or else you just guess and put it a questionable date. Yeah. So that is the outcome of that. Usually the solution. So to the next one. Okay. Now the second date, date 2, ending publication of copyright from the 260C, but an original or previous publication date even note is present. So you call them U, you can use a U, unknown date. Now, for a dissertation or thesis, you can put the date. Yeah, you put the date, tetapi the date of promulgation, bila the thesis was completed, the date on the thesis. Yeah, all right. It is considered as an unpublished manuscript, kecuali kalau misalnya it has been what do you call it? Digitized, or it has been microfilm. That is a different case. That means you must have a date when it was microfilm and when it was digitized, right? Okay. So this one is from the 15 to 17 place of application, production of execution. So this is a 3-code character from Mark code list for countries, JM, Jamaica. Now use the standard list yang dikeluarkan oleh Mark, dia ada. So you just click and then sometimes your library system, your cataloging model tu ada dah masukkan listing of it. So it is the standard list. Just click there and then N1 Malaysia and then New Jersey and sebagainya. Ya, you can put that. Kalau XX tu Malay unknown language, 35 to 7 the language, and then ENG you can only put one language. Ya, put in. Kalau misalnya it is a title, then your 041 would have both the language, but in this case, just give one language there, right? Now this one is not modified, just leave it blank, right? And this one, I would like to saran, please make sure that you put it in, yeah? Don't leave it blank, don't leave it undefined, unknown, don't leave. So this one, if you copy daripada the Library of Congress, it will be a blank, yeah? Leave it blank, maknanya there is from the library. There is Library of Congress. Now, if you get it from somewhere, Ohio Link, ataupun you get it from somewhere in the network, cooperative cataloging program, then you can put a C. Now, selalunya, if you are doing the own cataloging, just put a D to say that you are doing it. Yeah? And then U is unknown. Okay, this one you can isi. Yeah? Alright. Okay, and any question to that? Now, actually, in terms of cataloging cataloging problems, actually, dia ada, if katakanlah your first edition, the original